Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. I am your biology educator Salman Anwar. So students, we were studying the living world chapter, very easy chapter, the first chapter of your class 11th, and we'll say the first basic chapter of your preparation for your NEET exam. So those students who are preparing for NEET 2025, 2026 or whatever year you are going to watch this video is a complete solution for you in which I will be teaching you in a detailed form, right? So in previous lecture we have studied about various things, right? We have studied about different parts. We have studied about diversity in living world. We have studied about nomenclature. We have studied about taxonomy. We have studied about different things. In this particular lecture we will be studying about few things, right? We will be focusing about one particular topic that is left out from this chapter, that was taxonomic hierarchy, because previous lecture was getting more it was getting more lengthy, so that's why I just cut short that lecture. But this will be the last lecture of the living world chapter, right? The chapter name, the topic name is taxonomic hierarchy. So let's go ahead and please guys, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, like this video, because your one like will give me more encouragement, right? Your subscribe will give me more encouragement. See, it's just for you, right? Everything is just for you. Many of the students have commented in the Telegram channel, sir, why don't you teach in English or Hindi, English? So I'll just say one thing, let me finish this chapter, right? Let me finish the living world chapter, then again I'll be starting all the other videos in English only. So let's go ahead and start our today's lecture. The today's lecture is based on taxonomic hierarchy. So let me write down the heading. Just a second. Today we are going to start with taxonomic hierarchy. It's a very important topic, right? It's a very important topic, very interesting topic, and a very small topic, I'll say, right? You just have to remember certain examples and that's it. If you are going to remember certain examples, this chapter is done for you, right? This chapter is done and dusted for you. You have to remember certain examples. You have to remember certain points, which is going to help you out in a very better form, right? There are several segments that you have to remember. There are several parts that you have to remember, several examples which has been generally asked in the NEET exam. We are going to focus on those examples, right? So let's go ahead and start our today's lecture. We will be studying about the taxonomic hierarchy. So first we are going to understand what is a taxonomic category, right? We'll be understanding few definitions and then we'll be going deep into this taxonomic hierarchy. So let's start with the first definition, that is our taxonomic category. So let me write down taxonomic category for you. Right, so this taxonomic category is a very easy topic, right? This taxonomic category is a very extremely easy topic, right? We will be studying different things in this particular topic. We will be understanding how this taxonomic part has been discussed. So in our previous lecture, we have discussed about what is taxonomy. It's a branch of science which deals with the principle and procedure of classification. So without this taxonomy thing, we cannot justify anything about the hierarchy part. We cannot say anything ki how the things are going to work out in a real life situation. We are not able to tell you, right? So this is the very important segment. This category, to make a category, is a very much important part. So let's go ahead and understand this taxonomic category in a detailed segment. So let's start with the definition part. See, I'll make you write each and every definition. You have to write it with me, right? You have to write it with me. And if you want this PDF, I'll be sending this PDF in your Telegram channel. The Telegram channel name is Salman Anwar Khan, right? So let's go ahead. Taxonomic category. Why this is not a, okay. Right, let's go ahead. So taxonomic category means they are, let's write down the definition. They are a group in which, this is basically arrangement of organisms, right? They are a group in which organisms are placed. They are a group in which organisms are placed. Right? What is this? They are a group in which the organisms are placed on the basis of similarities or dissimilarities, right? On the basis of similarities on the basis of similarities with respect to the features and characters. With respect to features and characters. So there are different features, there are different characters that we have to focus over here in this particular segment, right? There are different parts which we are going to focus in this particular segment. Okay, this is the main segment, this is the main part, so we are going to understand. This is basis. The spelling is right, then also system is saying the spelling is wrong, so let it be. So they are group in which organisms are placed on the basis of similarities with respect to the features and characters. This is what we call as the taxonomic category, right? This is what we call as taxonomic category. So by understanding this taxonomic category, the main definition came into a picture, that is our taxonomic hierarchy. So let's go ahead and write down the definition of taxonomic hierarchy. Right, again. So let's go ahead and understand this taxonomic hierarchy definition now, right? Very important definition for you guys to remember, right? Taxonomic hierarchy. What is a taxonomic hierarchy? So this taxonomic hierarchy is the hierarchy in which these taxonomic categories are placed. So let's write down the definition first. Let's write down the definition. All the taxonomic categories, all the taxonomic categories used in the classification right, all the taxonomic categories used in classification by which we are going to make an hierarchy. All the taxonomic categories used in classification is considered as taxonomic hierarchy, is considered as taxonomic hierarchy. This is what we call as a taxonomic hierarchy, right? This is what we call as a taxonomic hierarchy. So let me correct these spellings. So whatever the categories which we are present and we are going to make a hierarchy of these categories is called as taxonomic hierarchies. So let me explain this particular definition, right? Let me explain these two definitions in a very detailed chart manner which has been given in your NCERT. Yes, this has been given in your NCERT but in a paragraph form, which is I am going to make you understand in a form of a linear diagram. So let's go ahead. So let's suppose we are going to talk about a characteristic, right? Let's talk about a characteristic. Let's talk about the characteristics, right? We have different characteristics present. So let's suppose we are going to talk about a one simple characteristic, that is our jointed legs, right? We are going to talk about one simple characteristic, that is our jointed legs. Now we have studied that jointed legs is the characteristic property of what? Arthropods, right? It's a characteristic property of insects. So characteristics, so we have a particular characteristics that is called as the jointed legs in 3 pairs. The main thing is these are present in 3 pairs. So we are going to do what? Whosoever organism is who is going to show a particular characteristic, whosoever organism is who is going to show a particular characteristic, that is the jointed legs in 3 pairs. That is jointed legs in 3 pairs. We are going to aggregate those organisms. We are going to do the aggregation of organisms. We are going to do aggregation of organisms. All these organisms aggregation we are going to do. We are going to do the aggregation of organisms and will make a single group. These all organisms are going to represent a single group which is called as the insects, right? Or we can solve this as arthropoda represent a group. All these things is written in your NCERT. Represent a group. This is going to represent a group and this group is called as the insects. Very important. So this is how a a grouping work, this is how a category work, this is how a hierarchy work. So we have took a particular characteristic. What was the characteristic? That jointed legs in 3 pairs. Whosoever organism is going to have this jointed leg in 3 pair, we are going to place them in a single group, which is called as an insect. Simple form. It's a very simple form of a definition which we have studied right now. So let's take one more example. Let's suppose we have seeds. We have seeds. Now these seeds can be covered seeds or it can be a naked seeds. These seeds can be a covered seeds or they can be a naked seeds. Covered by the seed coat or different part. Right. These seeds can be covered or it can be a naked seed. Naked seeds and covered seeds, right? So we have 2 types of seeds, naked seeds and the covered seeds. I'm telling you again, if you want the notes, you have to join my Telegram channel. So just go ahead and join the Telegram channel after watching this entire video. So we have naked seeds and we have the covered seeds present. In the naked seeds, what group we have kept, sir? So we have made a aggregation, we have made a group, we have done a plant aggregation, we have plants. We have just aggregated certain plants, right? We have aggregated certain plants and made a particular group called as gymnosperm. We have made a particular group called as a gymnosperm. Same thing in the covered seed, we have different plants, we have aggregated them, made a group called as a angiosperm, right? We have different plants in which we are going to aggregate them, place into a group, name that group as angiosperm. So this is how the hierarchy game works. This is how the entire hierarchy game works. You can see plants, we have just aggregated the plants, then we made a particular group and this group is called as the angiosperm. So this is how the hierarchy works. This is how the entire segment of hierarchy works out. Now if you will talk about these hierarchy, we have 3 types of taxonomic categories present, right? We have 3 types, but in our syllabus we have to study only one. I'll just make you write down the headings. We have 3 types of taxonomic categories. Right, we have 3 basic types of taxonomic categories present. Right, we have 3 basic types of taxonomic categories present. We are going to understand each and every type, right? So the first type is an obligate taxonomic category. This is, see, there are certain meaning of English. Obligate means necessary, right? So we have obligate taxonomic category. Then we have the intermediate present in between. We have intermediate, and the third one is the infraspecific. So these are the 3 basic type of categories present, right? Obligate means necessary. Remember this word, obligate means necessary. Whenever this word obligate is mentioned, you have to make sure that you know the meaning of that particular word, right? Obligate means necessary. And the spelling is wrong. Right now they are not telling me the spelling wrong, right? So it means necessary, right? Obligate means necessary. So we are going to understand only and only about obligate taxonomic hierarchy, right? We are going to understand only obligate taxonomic category. intermediate, present in between, obligate, intraspecific is the least, it is the last part of the taxonomic category. That is not our major concern. Our major concern will be of the obligate taxonomic categories, right? So let's go ahead and understand this particular obligate taxonomic category in a quite detailed manner. So let's write down the heading, obligate taxonomic category. Obligate taxonomic category. Right guys, so it's a very important aspect that you have to understand and read to it, right? Obligate taxonomic hierarchy, it's a very important topic that you have to understand. See, this obligate taxonomic category means without this nothing can be done. We have to follow these rules. We have to follow this particular taxonomic category ranking or hierarchy in a very detailed manner. So obligate taxonomic category means these are the hierarchy system that we are going to follow at any cost. At any cost, this is going to be there. So what is that? Keep pot clean, otherwise family gets sick, right? We have keep, quite funny, but this is the main thing, keep pots clean, otherwise family gets sick. Keep pot clean, otherwise family gets sick. Very basic thing. So understand this very clearly. So all these words have a specific meaning. All these things, this has been created so that we can understand the basis. We see there are various students who have the difficulty to remembering the stuff. So I have made this thing so that you guys can easily remember what I am telling you. Right? So let us understand each of them. Right, let us understand each of them one by one. So let's start with the first one. That is our keep, right? Or let's start with the basic one. Let's start from the base. 6 stands for species, right? This word 6 stands for species. Get stands for genus. Family is family. No one can replace a family. Otherwise is order. Clean is class. Pot is phylum, or we can say division for the case of plants. So the definition gives out to be pots, or we can say dishes. Right, this is phylum, and keep stands for kingdom. So you have to remember this particular thing, right? You have to remember how does this work, right? You have to remember how does this work, right? We have to see how this thing is going to work. So in this particular hierarchy system, species is the base, right? The species segment is the basic one, right? Every hierarchy has a base, right? Every hierarchy has a base, and over here the base is species with the least number of organism, and the topmost part is kingdom with the most number of organism present, right? The topmost part is the kingdom and the least part is the species present over here. See, we have to remember each of them very clearly, right? We have to see each of them in a very crystal clear manner. How does this work, right? We have to work out all these things. So let us see over here. Let's select this tool. My drawing is, so if you are going from bottom to top, what you will see? We will see the number of organism is increasing, right? The number of organism is going to increase like anything, right? If you are going from bottom till top, the number of organism. So at the top we have the highest number of organism, At the top we have the most number of organism present. The number of organism is highest, right? The number of organism is highest. So for example, this kingdom Animalia includes us, this kingdom Animalia includes insects, this kingdom Animalia includes mollusks, this kingdom Animalia includes various different types of organism present. So the number of organism is going to increase, but if we will talk about in species, the number of organism is going to, so we have less number of organism present over here. Right, we have less number of organism, but the number of similarity is quite high, right? So if we'll go from the bottom till top, the number of organism is going to increase, but the similarity is going to decrease, right? The similarity is going to decrease. The number of similarity is going to decrease. Remember this very clearly, right? So the maximum number of similarity is present in species. The maximum similarity is present in the species, that we have to remember, right? The maximum number of species, the maximum similarity is present in species, and this species concept was given by John Ray, right? This species concept was given by John Ray, that we have to remember. Kingdom highest, topmost, number of organism highest, right? For example, we have kingdom Animalia with lots of animals present. All these animals are stuffed into kingdom Animalia, but we all are different, right? So similarities is very less, right? We all have very less similarities, right? But if we will talk about species, all the humans have similar structure, right? We all have two eyes, we have one nose, we have hairs, we have our two arms and two legs. Generally we have this particular feature. So the main question is there, sir, we are not able to remember that which organism is there. So guys, I am going to give you a suffix segment, right? Will be teaching you a very interesting trick that you will love it. So first of all, let's write down the entire structure once again. So keep, say we have kingdom, pot is phylum, keep, pot, phylum. Just a second, let me, keep, pot, clean is class, otherwise will become order. Family is family, no one can replace a family. Keep, pot, clean, otherwise family. Gets is genus, and sick is species. So we have to remember this hierarchy. Keep, pot, clean, otherwise family gets sick. Keep, pot, clean, otherwise family gets sick. Right? So species doesn't have a specific type of a suffix or a prefix, but we have different organisms have different suffixes and prefixes. So let us understand what endings they have, right? So there are specific endings of genus, right? We have specific endings. Generally genus ends with these endings in plants. So let's go ahead and start with this particular endings. So first of all, right, let's start. So genus can end with us. Example, Pinus. Genus can end with us. Example, what will be the example? Pinus. It can end with right? It can end with Pisum. Right? It can end with Pisum. Then it can end with is Arabis. Right? It can end with is Arabis. It can end with on Potamagaton. Or it can end with a Rosa. Right? So Genus can end with various words. So these are some example of these words. Now let's talk about family. Family specifically ends with ACAE, right? In all maximum cases of in plants, they are going to end with ACAE. Now those who are going to write, sir, this is out of syllabus. I'm just giving you a hack to remember. I'm just giving you a hack to remember so that your preparation is going to be easy, right? Example is ACAE, right? Example kya? Iska example can be rose or Asteraceae, Solanaceae. Right? Asteraceae, Solanaceae, these are the example. Order generally ends with ales. Order generally ends with ales. Example will be rosales. Right? Order can end with ales. Example will be rosales. Then the next one is we have order. Then we have class. Class can end with different endings. Right? Class can have different endings. Like it can be phyci. It can end with phyci. PHYCEAE. Right? For example, chlorophyci, pheophyci, rhodophyci. Example, chlorophyci. Then it can end with mites, or we can say mycetes, deuteromycetes. For example, deuteromycetes. So much writing, right? Deuteromycetes. Next, it can be Opsida, Bryopsida. And various others, right? It can be various others. Next is the phylum. Phylum can generally ends with phyta, right? Phylum can generally ends with phyta, Bryophyta. It can end with phyta, for example, Bryophyta. So like this we can have various endings present, right? Like this we can have various endings present of the particular organisms, right? So if you are going to remember this hack, mark my words, students, mark my words, this is going to make your studying very easy. This is going to make your studies very easy. So you have to make these type of shortcuts, right? So I am there for you to give you very good shortcuts. So you have to remember these shortcuts in a very better form, right? You have to remember it like anything, right? This is a utmost basic thing that you have to remember. So now let us make an example of it, right? We have mentioned the entire hierarchy part. We have mentioned each and every segment. So let's talk about an example. Let's collaborate all these things, like let's collaborate the entire hierarchy segment and let's write down the entire hierarchy, right? We will start with again keep pot, or let's start with the basic only. So in the end we have species present. Just a second. Right, in the end we have species. Now we can have different species. For example, potato, makai, brinjal, all these are they all are having similar species, right? All these belong to a similar species, that is our potato. We have makai, and we have brinjal, right? All these this makai, brinjal, potato, they all can be placed. All these different species, sorry, they all are different species. All these different species can be placed under a single genus, right? All these can be placed under a single genus, right? All these can be placed under a single genus, right? We can place them in a single genus, right? All of them can be placed in a single genus. right? They all of them can be placed in a single genus. The genus name is the Solanaceae family, right? They are placed in Solanaceae, right? Along with Solanaceae, we have different genuses present. So Solanaceae, like this, we have one more similar genus. Similar genus we have, that is our Convolvulaceae. Convolvulaceae. Right, around this genus we have a similar genus, that is our Convolvulaceae, right? They are very much similar in form, right? They are very much similar. So let me write the genus over here. Right, now there can be floral structures, can be similarities, there are different points of similarities. Then what will happen, all these Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae, they can be grouped, all these genus can be grouped. So keep pot clean, otherwise family gets sick. All this genus can be placed in a similar family, right? They can be placed, okay, no, sorry, I have written a wrong thing over here. Let me correct it down for you. So we have a genus, I have mentioned the family name. The genus is the genus name is Solanum, right? The genus name is Solanum, my bad. The genus name is Solanum. Right, along with Solanum we can keep together Petunia. We can put together Datura. Now all of them are placed under a single family. All of them are placed under a single family. Yes, all these are placed under a similar family, that is our Solanaceae family, right? All these are placed under a similar family, that is our Solanaceae family, right? They all are placed in a similar family, that is our Solanaceae family. Right, all of them are placed under a similar family called as a Solanaceae family. Along with Solanaceae family, we can keep one more family, that is a Convolvulaceae family. Right, we can place Convolvulaceae family, very important family, right? It's a very important family. Now this Convolvulaceae and the Solanaceae family, they are kept under a single order. They all are kept under a single order, that is our Polynomials, right? They all are kept under a single order, similar order, that is our Polynomials. So Polynomials along with Sapnidales. There will be many more, like this we have many more. So Solanaceae is kept under Polynomials, right? Like this we have various more, right? This is not the end. There will be various orders along with them. I'm just writing few of them, right? So order we have, then we have class. Right, what class we are going to keep with them? The class is monocot or dicot. There can be two classes over here, monocot or dicot, right? So they all are placed under dicot. And then after this they all are placed in a single phylum, or we can say the division, because we are talking about plants, so we are going to write down divisions only. So they are placed in a singular division, that is our Angiosperm. All of them are placed under Angiosperm over here. And Angiosperm is kept under a single kingdom, that is our kingdom Plantae. So you can see the hierarchy, how this hierarchy is working. So we have different species which has been kept under a single genus. Then there are different genus which is kept under a singular family. There are different families which is kept under a single order, and then keep on going on. So this is how the hierarchy works. So one homework there is for you, right? There is one particular homework for each and everyone. that there is table 1.1 of your NCERT, right? There is table 1.1 of NCERT. Please make sure to remember that table 1.1. Table 1.1, this is your homework, that you have to remember that particular thing. Very much important, right? This is very much important to remember that particular table, because this table, that table is going to come directly in your exam, right? That table comes directly in your exam. So this is the end. So what you have to do now, you like this video, I know. You have watched this video till now, then you might have enjoyed this video. Share and then subscribe. Please make sure to do these things, right? This is going to encourage this. See, it's a very small channel which I have started. I know you guys are in full support with me. So just go ahead, like, share and subscribe. Just make this class good, right? Make this journey good of mine and yours also. And the next lectures will be in Hindi, right? Next lectures will be in English. If some students is going to ask, sir, give me in English only, then I'm going to re-record that lectures in English, right? For you guys only. But next lecture onward will be the English one only. So I hope so you have enjoyed this video, you have understood various things, and for this particular notes, please make sure to join my Telegram channel. My Telegram channel name is Salman Anwar Khan. So let's meet in our Telegram channels. I'm your biology educator Salman Anwar Khan, signing off. Bye-bye.